Hair transplant is a procedure which is used to treat the hair loss, in which the grafts are harvested from the back of the scalp and are then implanted or placed in the areas of the baldness. Hi everyone, I am Dr. Anshu Mishra. I am a board certified cosmetic and plastic surgeon practicing in Dubai. And today in this video, I'll be talking to you about the various factors that can affect the hair transplant cost. I have talked about the hair transplant procedure in one of my previous videos. You can check that out. The link is given in the description box below. The first factor that affects the hair transplant cost is the type of the procedure which is being performed for hair transplant. So there are basically two techniques of hair transplant. The FUT technique, which is known as the follicular unit transaction, and FUE technique, which is known as the follicular unit extraction. In FUT technique, a strip of a hair bearing area is taken out from the back of the scalp, and then the follicles are harvested from that strip under magnification and are implanted in the bald areas. Whereas in FUE technique, the micrografts or hair follicles are harvested using micro punches and then are implanted in the bald areas. Out of the two techniques, FUE technique is slightly more expensive than the FUT technique. The other factor that affects the hair transplant cost is the degree of baldness. If there is a large area of baldness that requires hair transplant, then the number of grafts that will be required to cover the area will be more. The procedure time will be lengthy. Therefore, the cost will increase. But if there is just a slight recession of the hairline or there is deepening of the frontotemporal region which requires to be fixed and it requires less number of grafts, then the cost of the hair transplant will be less. The other factor is the availability of the hair follicles in the donor area. If there are sufficient amount of hair follicles present in the back of the scalp, then only from one area the hair can be harvested. But if the number of hair follicles in the back of the scalp is not sufficient, then your doctor may suggest you to take the hair follicles from the other parts like beard or chest. And whenever one tries to take the hair follicles from these areas, it requires more skill and the cost of the hair transplant will increase. The experience of your plastic surgeon or your hair transplant surgeon will also affect the overall cost of the procedure. You should always try to select a well-qualified professional who has a good team of hair transplant so that you can get good results after your procedure. If a surgeon has an experience of more than 5 years, that means he or she have handled quite a large number of cases, and that has an impact on the skill of a surgeon. The clinical policy for the hair transplant treatment may also vary between the clinics. Some clinics may just charge for the procedure, while the other clinics may also charge for the consultation, for the follow-ups and the other adjuvant treatments like PRP. So this factor also affects the overall cost of the hair transplant treatment. The average cost of hair transplant in Dubai is somewhere between 8,000 to 15,000 dirhams, depending on the area of baldness, the degree of baldness, the number of grafts available in the donor areas, and the location of the clinic and the clinical policies. If you want to book an appointment for your hair transplant treatment, you can contact us in the number given below. To view other cosmetic surgery related videos, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm also available in other platforms like Facebook and Instagram. If you have more queries, you can write in to us. I will be happy to answer. Thank you.